Today I'm going to be showing you how to upgrade the Ray Gun Mark II to the Ray Gun Mark II Preservation. There are 3 different upgrades. This is the purple upgrade that turns it into a shotgun. If you don't know how to get the base Ray Gun Mark II, link will be in the description to a video on how to do that. First things first, you need to get an empty canister. Now there are 3 different ways to get an empty canister, and you will need one for each Ray Gun Mark II upgrade. But you can do any of them for each of them. There is not one specific one that applies to each specific Mark II upgrade. One of the canisters is found from destroying the blue rocks around the map. There are 4 different locations and you have to shoot it with the unupgraded Ray Gun Mark II and it will possibly drop the empty canister. Like I said, there are 4 different locations and it will only be in one of these blue rocks. So you have to just go around and shoot all of them and eventually you will get it. The first location for the blue rock is right outside of the armory in the tunnel on the ceiling. The second location is in the staircase room on the right side of the mansion. It's also on the ceiling in this room as well. The third location is at the left side of the mansion at the little balcony area on the 2nd floor right outside of the nursery room. And the 4th and final location is in the observatory area right near spawn. Another empty canister can be obtained from getting a Casimir grenade and throwing it right outside the barricade right below double tap. So you just throw the Casimir right in front of that barricade and it will pull the empty canister out from the barricade itself and drop on the floor. Of course, you can get a Casimir from the crafting bench, but if you're not a high enough level for it, you're gonna have to wait for it to drop from a zombie. The third and final empty canister is obtained down in the mainframe room. It is locked in this glass cylinder. Just check to see what the letter is on top of the glass cylinder, and then go over to where the doppelgast is encaged and use tomahawks to hit the valves outside of the map here. Obviously, there is one valve that is already spewing acid. You want to just go to the right of it and then throw the tomahawk at the next valve. And then whichever letter was on that glass cylinder for you, throw the final tomahawk at that valve. And then go back to the glass cylinder itself, throw a Molotov at it, which of course you can also get from the crafting bench, and it will drop the empty canister. If you don't have any tomahawks because you aren't a high enough level to get them directly from the crafting bench, you could either wait for zombies to drop them randomly, or there actually is a couple spawns around the map where tomahawks will automatically just be there. So for example, right when you spawn, there will always be a tomahawk on the little tree stump literally right next to where you spawn. And there will also be one right in the pack-a-punch room as well. So if you don't have tomahawks, just go to those locations and pick up those, and do not miss when you're trying to hit the valves. But like I said before, you only have to get one of these canisters for this upgrade. So let's get into the upgrade itself. First things first, you need to get an essence bomb by breaking open boxes around the map. So of course, there's a bunch of those white boxes around the map that if you shoot, it can give you some salvage or other loot. But one of these boxes around the map will have an essence bomb. Just keep going around the map and shooting a bunch of these boxes. There's a bunch of locations and eventually you will get the essence bomb. Now go to the tunnel and place the essence bomb on this rubble near the level 3 armor wall by, and it will blow up the rubble, unlocking a secret room. Now before you enter this room, go collect 2 reflectors around the map. One of them is in a fountain right outside of the conservatory, and the other reflector is also in a fountain on the balcony to the left side of the mansion itself. Now go back to where you blew up that rubble with the essence bomb and enter that room and place the canister in the machine, and it will start a bit of a challenge. A blue beam will come out of this crystal in the room and it will be shooting against the wall. And you have to place the reflector where the blue beam is shooting, and then you have to follow where the beam goes and place another reflector in the second location where the blue beam is. Then go up to the blue crystal that is shooting the blue beam and melee it, and this will spawn in a doppelgast, which you then have to kill. And you have to do this 2 more times, but you have to move the reflectors in order to move where the blue beam is going. So to do this, just go up to the first reflector that is being shot by the blue crystal and melee it once, and it will move it in a position to where it'll be shooting the blue beam in a different place. Now go to the second reflector that is not being shot anymore with a blue beam and hold X on it to pick it back up. Then go through the little tunnel entrance up to the second location where the beam is being shot and place the reflector there. You also want to melee it 1 time to move it, and then it will be shooting the next doppelgast statue, which you will then have to go up to the crystal again, melee it, and it will spawn in the second doppelgast, which you then have to kill. And for the third and final one, you just have to melee the first reflector 1 time, the one that's being shot by the crystal directly, and it will be now shooting the next doppelgast statue, which then requires you to just go up to the blue crystal again and melee it 1 more time, and it should spawn in the final doppelgast, which you then have to kill to finally complete this challenge. You might have to melee the crystal a few times to get it to work. Just keep trying it if it's not working because it's a little finicky. Then pick up the canister from the machine and go to the master bedroom, which you could then craft the Ray Gun Mark II preservation in the machine and get to use it in its fullest. And you could also, of course, upgrade it with the Pack-a-Punch machine up to 3 times. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I will see you on my next one. Peace out.